Hey guys, Mr. B here. So today I've got a 2015 Mazda CX-5. I'm going to use this as an example of how to change out your inner and outer tie rods on a vehicle. One way to know whether or not an inner or outer tie rod is bad is by shaking the wheel side to side. There is some movement or play in the wheel side to side when I go in and shake the wheel. Definitely feel it clunking around. Now if you feel it side to side, it could be a bad outer or inner tie rod. On this vehicle, it happens to have a bad outer and inner tie rod. If you feel it up and down, it could be a ball joint. If you feel play or looseness all the way around, it could be a sign of a bad wheel bearing. Of course, first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and pop off the wheel. Now I got the wheel off, it's a lot easier to see everything. Got our outer tie rod right there. You can see the boot is also torn on it, and it's non-greasable, so it's definitely time for a new one because it's loose. I can see it moving and feel it moving when I shake the wheel. And then our inner tie rod is also worn. So there's a inner bellow boot right here. That is what prevents road grime and salt and corrosion from forming inside that inner tie rod. But yeah, remember, every time you turn your wheels, these parts are moving back and forth. So they are wearable items. You know, they don't last forever. Before I do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up that jam nut right there. When you thread this in or thread it out, it changes your alignment angle, your toe angle, okay? So when I take this outer tie rod off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and count the threads as it comes off, and then count the threads as I put it all back together. That way, I get my alignment close to where it should be. You know, obviously counting the threads is not an actual alignment. Once I'm done with all this, I'm gonna do inner and outer tie rods on both sides of the car. I'm gonna have an alignment performed on this vehicle. Obviously I don't have an alignment rack, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the old tie rods off, put the new ones on, get it as close as I can here, and then take it in and have an alignment done. The reason why you wanna have an alignment done afterwards is because you don't want your tires to wear down unevenly. If your toe angle is off even just a little bit, it'll cause a lot of uneven wear, feathered edge wear, and your tires just won't last as long as they should. And it could cause issues with the steering wheel being off, and we don't want any of that. Clip off right here. This one happens to be a 17mm socket. This, I could just beat on it with a hammer. A lot of times if that doesn't work, I like to use a pickle fork. I can go in there and kind of jam that, you know, you just kind of jam that in there, hit it with a hammer, and then it separates the tie rod from the steering knuckle. Another tool that comes in handy if you really need it is one of these. You shove that in there like a pickle fork, and then this piece right here pushes on the tie rod when you tighten that bolt. I may need to use it, I may not. We'll see what happens with the hammer. And that was pretty easy, so I didn't have to worry about it. So as I take this out, I'm going to count the threads. 1, 2, 21. Okay, so I turn this 21 times out. So when I put the new one in, I'll turn it in 21 times as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove this clip. And then on the inside of here, you can see there's that hose clamp right there. The way I like to describe it is it's very similar to a PEX tubing clamp, similar to like the PEX tubing for house plumbing. There's a special tool that clamps that down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. And I like to just use a pair of side cutters and just go in there and snip it. My old clamp, there's that inner bellow boot. What you want to do is you want to check this for cracks and breakage. So I'm going to go ahead and look this over real good before I put it back on. All right, my apologies guys. What I was supposed to do was turn the wheels all the way to the right because that pushes the inner tie rod out instead of in. But now that I have that situated, I've got access to that inner tie rod. You can see it's got some grooves there. To remove this, some people opt to just use a pipe wrench if it fits in there. Great, that works. Not every vehicle you have that option. So this kit here comes with all these different adapters to fit those inner tie rods, and then they fit into this piece here, and you can stick your ratchet on the end of it. On the end of that tie rod there, and then I'll push my tool in, and then I'll turn this to lock it in place. All right, so there's my old inner tie rod. And I got my new inner tie rod here. Of course, it's just reverse removal. So I like to use this nice long 1/2-inch drive ratchet. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and install this inner bellow boot. Now for this boot on the inside, since that old clamp we had to cut off, I like to just use a good old-fashioned hose clamp. This little 5/16 ratcheting wrench seems to be helpful. So I got that hose clamp in and it's tight. The main thing is you just want to make sure that it's squared up with the back of that boot, and you want to make sure the boot is all the way onto the rack and pinion, and you just need something to clamp down onto that boot to hold it in place. That way it doesn't fall off going down the road. Is that the OEM way of doing it? No, but it does work. Better than using zip ties, I can tell you that much. So this little lip right here is for the end of the boot. So it has to go all the way right there. I'm gonna turn the wheel to the left a little bit to get this to go in. All right, so here's my new outer tie rod. It also comes with a grease cert and a cotter pin. My recommendation, guys, don't cheap out on these tie rods. If you get the more expensive ones, they come with grease certs so that every oil change you can re-grease your outer tie rod and prolong the life of that tie rod. Could you buy the cheaper one without it? Yes, but it won't last as long. And I'm gonna count 21 threads starting from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, 21. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that tie rod in place. And I'm gonna tighten up my jam nut too, and I'm just gonna go ahead and snug up that jam nut. Reinstall this outer tie rod here. All right, so now I got that socket on there. Go ahead and tighten this up. This one is actually getting tight. I'm really throwing some weight into it, really tightening it up. That feels like it's as tight as I can get it without going too far and stripping it out. Sometimes what happens is the tie rod itself actually starts to spin. The whole piece spins when you're trying to tighten that nut. If that ever happens, what I like to do is get a block of wood and my floor jack and jack up off of that tie rod. Not the whole, don't jack up the whole vehicle, but put some weight on that tie rod, and that forces it up so you can tighten up that nut. Luckily, I don't have to do it on this car, but I do have to do that on a lot of other cars. And the main thing is you want to make sure that the holes line up for the castle nut. If those holes don't line up for the castle nut for the cotter pin, do not loosen the nut to make it line up. So I don't want this one to line up. I want to tighten it even more to get that one there to line up. So now that cotter pin lines up. Now it's time to go ahead and install that grease cert. It just goes right here on the bottom. This one happens to be a 3/8 wrench. I'm gonna go ahead and snug up that grease cert. Don't want to go too far with these, they'll strip out pretty easily. Now that it's all back together, I like to go ahead and just take my wrench and really give that jam nut a good snug. All right, so now I got my grease gun on the end of there. I'm just gonna go ahead and pump up my grease into this outer tie rod. You wanna get it to where there's grease kind of pushing out on that boot. Maybe a little bit oozing out is okay. All right, so I've got it greased up to where that boot is bulging out. So I got plenty of grease in that new outer tie rod. This job is pretty much done, other than, of course, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, replace the inner and outer tie rods, and of course I'd have to put the wheels back on, torque those to manufacturer spec. When this is all said and done, you definitely want to make sure you get in alignment. Again, you don't want your tires to wear down unevenly. If you guys found this video helpful, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks.